All right, so you've all seen this very, very popular haircut before, and a lot of you want to know, I've got very fine hair, what are the best haircuts for me? Well, believe it or not, this mannequin right here has pin straight, super, super fine hair. The mannequin just happens to have a good, I'd say average to a little more than average amount of hair, but the hair itself is fine. So fine hair actually, in my experience, responds very well to certain types of products and styles. Again, you can have a ton of hair, but the individual strands themselves are very, 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 very fine. What you do want to make sure is that you're able to do a style or have a style that gives you flexibility that's going to be able to hold its shape, because sometimes the hair may not very easily, it may tangle, it may not like hold as much, but believe it or not, I've also noticed that fine hair can hold longer than maybe if you have super thicker hair or coarse hair, because the fine hair just binds together to itself and it's like holding on for dear life to its neighbor strand, and it wants to stay in place. So tidal wave, in my opinion, is probably the best pre-styler you can get for fine hair, because it does thicken the hair a bit and it does help the hair kind of bind together to itself so that the style can actually stay in place and it's easier to manage and maintain. So fine hair, like I mentioned, it's very workable. So haircuts like this, that you're able to really, get a lot of volume by styling, okay? It makes the appearance of having it fuller. So anything flipped up in the front, anything where the hair comes down to maybe about here, like kind of a mop top haircut. Undercuts can work very, very well. Short, kind of more cropped hairstyles. Because you can use like my talc powder or products to help kind of make it appear a bit thicker, and it's also easier to manage. What you really want to be careful of is when you start going into styles like ones like these. Okay, if you've got very, very fine hair, now again, you can have a ton of fine hair and easily get away with something like this, right? Or a little bit shorter or something like this. That's totally fine. But if you've got very fine hair and it may be thinning, that's a whole other story. I wouldn't suggest doing this because the hair is just going to weigh itself down and it may cause your scalp to show a bit more, and it may not be as easy to style it. Again, with something like this may actually work out better for you, or having it short where you can spike it up and mess it up. Something kind of like this right throughout the top here may work much better for finer hair, because you're able to kind of camouflage some of it by adding some texture, okay? So sometimes shorter is a little better, even for women's hair, maybe like a medium length or shorter chin length bob. Sometimes layers can actually be very difficult to work with if the hair is very, very long and layered, because you may not know how to properly get the volume. That's, once again, tidal wave is very important, the brush you use, the products to help get that volume and to support the style. So you really have to work on the styling techniques that you can really help lock in that style. But the finer the hair, again, if you have a lot of hair, then you're okay, believe it or not. Just because the texture is fine doesn't mean it's going to be in rough shape. It's just that it may look as thick as something like this, but you can make it look thicker, just again with products. So fine hair, really, you have to be careful of using anything that's oil-based or very, very heavy, in the sense that, because that can really weigh your hair down. It can make it be a little bit greasier, much easier. So you have to be very careful with the products that you're using, okay, because they can really have the opposite effect of what you're looking for. So let me know if you found this video helpful. Please share any tips you may have with other viewers who have finer hair so that they can get some other insights. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.